and welcome to this fourth installment of videos. Here we're going to be working on some inversions and getting you guys upside down. We're just going to be using the wall, so you'll need a space against the wall and a mat or a comfy part of the floor. You take it as much as you want, so you take it as far as you want to. It might not be for everybody, but I've got lots of different options to take you right from the basics all the way up to your inversions. It just gets us back upside down again if you've not been there for a while. We're going to do some mobility to start off. We're going to do a little bit of core work and some interesting ways to work with the shoulders and the core, and then a nice few little gentle stretches towards the end. So when you're ready, grab some space. I'm going to be using a band as well if you've got one nearby. If not, just a pair of leggings, tights or a scarf or something like that will work. So we're just going to start with some nice easy shoulder rolls backwards to get the body warm, particularly around those shoulder joints, because those are the muscles we're going to be using a lot today. And then we're going to take a few forwards, breathing in, seeing how the shoulders and the back are feeling, thinking about drawing them down, moving through the whole of the shoulder girdle. Brilliant. Take a breath in, take those arms up, keeping the shoulders down, breathing out, letting them float back down again. Good. And again, breathing in. Good. And out. This time, as we breathe in, we're going to take up one arm, we're going to reach down with the other, lengthen out the side of the body, taking it back down again, breathing in, lifting up on the other side, reaching down with the other arm, and back down. Good. So just breathing into the side of your ribs. Good. And the shoulders, pressing those hips forwards. Excellent. And again, breathing in, reaching up, a little stretch into the side of your body. Good. Arms nice and wide, squeeze those shoulders together, and take them forwards, draw them apart, and again, squeeze those shoulder blades together, open through the chest, and we're just moving nice and smoothly, waking up those parts of the body gently. So just move as much or as little as you want to, squeezing through your back, open through the chest. Lovely. One more. From here, take your hands to the centre, keep those hips facing forwards, keeping the shoulders down. We're just going to twist from side to side. So think as you're twisting to the right, press that right hip forwards. As you're twisting to the left, think of pressing your left hip forwards. So as you rotate, we're keeping the hips facing forwards, and we're not thinking of bringing the hips with us. We're moving from the upper back. Good, it's a nice easy twist. Doesn't matter how far you go. It does not matter. It's more about how we move. Lovely. And then we can take it into some bigger movements, maybe bringing those arms up and over. So bringing them all the way up behind our back, one arm at a time. Open up through the armpit, nice big stretch. Lovely. And then we can take it the other way. So we go across the body and up just for a bit of fun. All the way around. Lovely. And then into those hips, nice big hip circles. Brilliant. Feeling the clicks and crunches if you're anything like me. Change direction all the way around the other side. Lovely. Taking the arms out to the side, squeeze those shoulder blades. We come into a squat, bring one arm in front, one arm behind, and again, press down. Let's come into a little squat, one arm in front, one arm behind. Open out those shoulders in a different way. Thumbs are facing up. Lovely. Good. Nice. Excellent. And then one more. These squats, we're going to sink a little bit lower, pressing those hips forwards, drawing the core muscles in, knees over toes. Brilliant. Breathing out. Lovely. Bring those hands together, give them a little bit of a breakdown, because we will be working into forearms a little bit today. Brilliant. Lovely, lovely. We're going to grab the band now, or whatever you've got as a replacement of that. You're going to hold it really, really wide and keep your arms straight. Keep the band next to the front of your body, and then slowly, slowly, slowly we're going to take the band behind you, squeezing those shoulder blades together. So think of this more about a mobility rather than and a stretch rather than an exercise. So we don't have to make it particularly hard, but we do want to be feeling like we're getting a little niggle or a little bit of a stretch, not any pain around the shoulders. So if you're finding you could work a little bit more, you want a bit more of a challenge, you can bring your arms a little closer in, but do keep your arms straight. What we don't want to be doing is lifting one shoulder up. We want to keep the shoulders down and take it really slowly. Usually miss things if we go fast. Brilliant. So take some nice breaths, don't hold your breath while we're doing that. And then if you're feeling happy with that, we can take it to the side. So again, Again, watch those hips facing forwards. I'm going to take the band to my left hip, and then keeping the shoulders down, I'm going to open out, this opens a little bit more into the left shoulder. We bring it over to the right hip, and then bring it back really slowly. You can go slower than me, just giving you a little example. Slower is better, less of them going slower is definitely better. I'm just going to do 2 on either side, keeping those shoulders nice and relaxed, moving super slow. Good, stretching through the front of the shoulders, thinking of lifting up but not lifting up the shoulders. Lovely. Switch to the other side, so over your right hip, shoulders down, stretching into those armpits. If it's too much, take the hands wider, and sometimes these sideways ones, the arms need to be wider than the facing forward ones. Really notice what's going on. Notice if one shoulder is coming up higher than the other, and if you're not sure how to notice that, then just do these in front of a mirror. It's really useful. Generally think of drawing down the shoulder blades. Good. And then give those shoulders a little shake out. Hopefully that's warmed up a little into the shoulder girdle. I've got one more exercise for us to do before we go move on into the actual more powerful work. So we're going to take our hands shoulder distance and then a little bit wider. I'm going to put them on a wall. I'm going to turn the fingers out just slightly, so on a slight angle. And then what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to spread, imagine the walls there, so I'm going to come here so you can see me. I'm going to spread those shoulder blades apart, so keeping the hips kind of level, and then I'm going to squeeze them together. So I'm trying to move the shoulder blades, pinch them together, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then I'm trying to spread them apart. So the hands are nice and low, I'm not working into the neck muscles. If you find that your neck muscles start to kick in, just take those hands a little bit lower. And again, this doesn't feel particularly hard, but it might feel like you get a bit of a stretch. It might feel like you are working a little bit into those foundation serratus muscles, so they're just underneath the shoulder blades, and also it can make you feel like you're getting quite warm in your shoulders. If that's not feeling too much and you want a little bit more, if you do a lot of work with the shoulders, you can do this in a tabletop position. Be careful, mindful where your head is, and you're bringing your chest forward, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and then pushing away. We're just doing 3 or 4 of these, and like I said, it's not to build up kind of particular amounts of strength. It's awareness, getting certain muscles fired on, and also we'll really warm the shoulder girdle up. So do 2 or 3 of those, either against the wall or on the floor, and hopefully those shoulders feel a little warmer, because that's predominantly what we're going to be working today. But it's the legs. So we're going to work up to some forearm stands against the wall. You may well have done these before, you may not. Just a great way to get our awareness back upside down, and also our body and our core working. So the movement we can do on a handstand, we can do on a forearm stand. First of all, to warm up, we're just going to take our body down into a forearm position, and we're going to take our feet against the wall. I've put a mat on the floor, so it's a bit nicer on my forearms and on my knees, just a little bit comfier, and I suggest you do that too. So we're going to go first into bringing our forearms down to the floor, so the elbows are underneath our shoulders, and our palms are facing flat down to the floor, and they are also shoulder distance apart. I'm going to squeeze those elbows together, and then from here we're going to press that up into like a shoulders over wrist position, so I'm almost in like a little mini baby press up, and then I'm going to squeeze those elbows in, and I'll lower them down, keeping those hips high, abdominals on, place the elbows down to the floor, pushing out and away from the floor. Thinking about lifting, spreading those shoulder blades apart, and squeeze those elbows together, come back up. So I'm really thinking about squeezing the elbows in, shoulder blades down, pushing the floor away, so I'm getting lots of space into those shoulders, coming down to the elbows. Okay, so just giving you awareness of that sort of feeling in the body. And then from here, we're going to come back up onto our hands, put those hands in a little bit. We're going to tuck our toes underneath, my heels are against the wall, my toes are on the floor, and I'm going to think of squeezing those elbows in, curve through my back, look to my knees, lift my butt up, and then press out of those shoulders. The knees are still bent, my butt's going up in the air, and I'm looking towards the wall. So I'm not over here with my shoulders, I'm trying to press through the floor, squeeze those shoulder blades together, but lift up and out of them. And I've always thought that concept's really confusing. But the more you practice it, the more you know it's right, because it feels so good when you get there, it feels so strong. This is used a lot in handstands, this is used a lot in our handsprings or our butterfly or our split grip movements on the pole. On the hoop, you might use this if you are doing beats, or if you're doing shrugs, or you're doing pull-ups. This is a really good feeling to have. So we're going to go do that one more time. Hands under shoulders, bring those elbows in, press the floor away, look up to the wall and lift those hips. We're thinking of coming up and away, out of the floor, so we're not dumping into the shoulders. So what I'm trying to get you to do is not sink into the shoulder, those shoulders. So we're going to go do some wall exercises now. We're going to do those in a forearm position and a hand position. So you can decide if you're more interested in working on forearms, got any wrist issues, then stick with the forearm exercise. And if you would like to take it up to a handstands, then do that one. Each to their own, it's your choice. And you might want to take it just to where we are with our feet on the floor as well. So with the same position, hips over knees, feet against the wall, we're going to either place our elbows or our hands underneath our shoulders. So we've just gone through some exercises to help kind of prep that. With our forearms on the floor, we might want to link our hands together to help support us. So the hands come into a triangle position. We're going to push down through the back of the forearms. We're going to arch to our back. We're going to lift those hips again. So this is our starting position if we're working on forearms. We've already done the hands position. And I want you to again think about pushing through the forearms, pushing through the hands, lifting up and out of those shoulders and stretching. Usually it feels like you're getting a stretch down the back of the shoulders here. Right, a nice strong stretch there. So we're going to do that, and that's level 1, and that might be enough for you. And then if that feels okay, we'll take it to level 2. We'll take this in forearm position, and I'll show you in the handstand position. So pushing down through the forearms, lifting those hips, squeezing those shoulder blades together, lifting out. We take one foot up the wall, we maybe take 2, we maybe take it to here. We take our breath while we're in this position, and then we walk our feet back down and come on out. Now, things to think about when you're in this position: you want your hips to be directly over your shoulders, and you want your feet to be level with your hips. So you're making almost like a little square right angle against the wall. If your feet go too high, or you have your arms too far away, your feet might slide down the wall. You might also put a bit of pressure into your lower back, so it's important to keep your core under control and find that perfect right angle. You might need somebody to help you, just make sure you're in that right position there. So, how that looks on a hand position is pretty much the same. So you want the same dimensions, hands under shoulders, squeeze those inner thighs, in chest together and elbows together. Bending those knees, pushing through the arms safely, bringing the feet onto the wall. And then pressing through the feet. The legs do not need to be straight, but the arms do. And that core muscle worked nice and strong. Coming down safely, back to the floor. So I suggest you do 1 or 2 of those, making sure you're aware of breathing when you're upside down, pushing strongly out, and thinking about working into the back muscles, so underneath the shoulder blades, these muscles here, and also very much into the core. Like I said, legs don't need to be straight. If that feels okay, we've got one more little level to pop up to. If you're not interested in that, then go crack on with what you're doing, and see how long you can hold it up there and take some nice deep breaths while you're up there. If you're ready to move on, and you can do this again in forearms or in handstand position. Once you're up there, you can practice taking a leg off. You can bend this leg, or you can straighten it. And then you can bring that leg down and see if you can switch over to the other side. Think of sending the leg up to the ceiling, nice, strong, powerful, reaching up and away from the floor. Lovely, and then coming down safely. And like I said, you could do that with your forearms on the floor or hands on the floor, so whichever is your preferred way to go. And that really helps get us upside down, strengthen safely through the shoulders with nice supportive something to work on. So go have one more go on that, take some pictures, take some nice deep breaths, enjoy being upside down without the equipment. And then we're going to go and take it into some stretches. So we're going to finish off stretching into those muscles that we've been working on and improving our flexibility into our hips. So we're going to start with one leg straight and one leg bent. It doesn't matter which one. And just trying to think of dropping one knee out to the side. Lovely. And we're going to press down into the bent knee and press down into the bent knee hip. So I'm pressing down to this side and anchoring into the side of the waist. Lovely. And then place the hand of the straight leg down the floor, and we're going to reach up. And as we're pushing down through the knee of the bent leg, we're thinking of drawing the shoulder blades back and lifting up and out into the shoulders, under the armpits, maybe looking underneath that armpit, taking a nice deep breath. And breathing out, lengthening, 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 sliding the shoulder down. Lovely. Really, really nice. Reaching, reaching, reaching away. And then lengthening up to come back. We're going to do one more on the same side. So we're going to breathe in, pressing down through the bent knee. So pressing down towards the floor, the outside edge of the foot. Shoulders down. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen down the side of your body. Looking underneath the armpit. Good. And then reaching away. Lovely. And coming back. Same arm. We're going to reach it now towards the straight leg. We're going to breathe in. We're going to draw the shoulder blades back. Reach maybe across to the outside edge of the foot or to the inside. Shoulders down and lengthen all the way down that twist into the outside edge of the hip. Keep pressing down on the knee of the bent leg. Relax the head. Take a nice deep breath in here. Breathe out. And another deep breath in here into your ribs. Breathing out. Just lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Good. And then easing out of that one. Well done. We're going to take those knees up. Bend the knees, toes on the floor. Drop the knees over to one side. Drop them to the other. Good. Press those hips forwards. Excellent. Just get some movement through the hips. And then we'll change sides. So we're going to lengthen out the opposite leg. Bend. Press down through the outside edge of that knee. Level hips. Reaching up. Breathing in. Pressing down through the knee. Good. And as we turn, maybe we can look underneath the armpit. Taking the other hand down to the floor for support. Good. Slide those shoulders down. Excellent. Wrong one here. Breathing in. Nice deep breath. Reach away. And then come all the way back. And we'll do that again. So we're breathing in. And lengthening over to the side. Good. Breathing into the side of your rib cage. Use the hand on the floor to help lift. Slide the shoulder down. Maybe look underneath that armpit. Relax the neck, relax the face. Good. Try and take some deep breaths in to help open up that side of the body. Fabulous. And then turn now. So with that length you found on this side, I'm going to help you to twist. Turn towards a straight leg. Keeping those knees and hips anchored to the floor. Doesn't matter how far you go. Square off the shoulders. Lengthen through the chest. Breathe out and just let the weight of your head and shoulders come over that straight leg. Good. Draw it in to the belly as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, maybe another little bit more as you lengthen. Good. And then sweeping the body back up. Bend those knees, toes to the floor. Drop the knees to one side. If you want to get a little bit more here, you can lift those hips above the floor. Switch over to the other side. So pressing up and out of the hips. Or for ease, keep those hips on the floor. It's a little nicer. Good. Wonderful. We're going to do finishing off with some chest stretches. So take yourself over now onto your hands and knees. Great. So hips are over knees, and you're going to walk those hands carefully out in front of you. So rather than a child's pose, where your hips sit onto your heels, you're going to keep your hips over your knees. A little bit like we're praying. Bring our forehead to the floor. You're going to stretch those hands out in front of you, but now draw your shoulder blades back into your body. So maybe your elbows rest onto the floor. And here, you might want to go onto your chin. That's a little bit harder. Just be where you are, not where you think you need to be. Check what is right for you today. It might be different each day. And just let your forehead hit the floor or the chin. And breathe into the shoulders. Let them gently open. Lovely. One more deep breath in here. And then as you ease off, to come out, press into the hands, and we sort of ripple through, caterpillar through, snaky through, forearms on the floor, down to the floor. And our chest stretch. Push the hands at shoulder height down to the floor. I'm going to pick up my left leg, bend it, and I'm going to lift the knee off the floor. I'm going to roll over to stretch the front of the chest on the right side. So my hips are stacked. stretching through the front of that right shoulder. Lovely. And then we're going to come back, roll back to face down. Stretch out through the left arm. Lift up their right leg. Roll it over. Get a lovely stretch on the front of that left chest. Keep that tailbone tucked underneath. This is a really good one for the front of the chest, the shoulders, which can get really, really tight. Good. And then coming back. Wonderful. And that's our last stretch. So bring your hands into your shoulders. Carefully bring yourself up. Maybe sitting back onto your heels for that final nice and easy child's pose before you come back up. And well done. Excellent. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed getting upside down, however far you took it. And we'll see you again soon.